Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Sending me on Twitter, The Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tangled Stars. As I explained in the previous videos, y'all, I am now an affiliate of Green Man Gaming. Just use the link below in the description. Just click on that link, make a purchase or two, and I'll get credit for it. And I'll earn money, and you'll get savings, and everybody wins. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes to entertain you. Let's jump right in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. Alright, Jonah. Deep breath. And try not to knock anyone over. I start to walk between the crowds, sometimes finding small gaps where I could breathe, sometimes being squeezed to death. Damn, some of these kids need a shower. No holidays an excuse for... Oof! And, of course, I knock someone over. My head spins for 1 second, but I manage to go over to the person which I accidentally bumped into. I'm so sorry, sir. Are you... okay? The figure rubs his shoulder a bit, not looking at me yet. I make a slight gasp and take 2 steps back. Oh my god. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's quite crowded and... Huh? Jonah? I've been trying to contact you for ages. He approaches me. You just disappeared out of nowhere months ago and... Stay away from me. I take 2 more steps back. Keep your filthy hands away from me, Derek. Please, I just want to understand. He comes closer again. Understand what? You're a disgusting creature that you can't get over what happened? I take another step back, but this time I'm met with a wall. This is the restroom incident now, all over again, being driven into a corner. And he closes the distance again. No, God, no. I just want to make some things clear with you. I don't care. I don't have time. Bye, Derek. I try to move to the left, decide to get away. He places his hand on the wall behind me, blocking my exit. Move. I just want to talk. By pinning me to a wall? Derek, are you fucking stupid? God, just listen. I'll listen instead. How's that? Derek's head snaps behind him, and the left side of his face is met with a swift punch that knocks him off his balance. Alder! I rush behind him, and he stands tall in front of me, an unmovable statue. Derek touches his wounded cheek and hisses when he touches the tender flesh. His eyes set on Alder, a pair of shards that threaten to impale him. Derek's figure seems to loom over, with the atmosphere growing heavy along with his anger. Alder seems to not even be fazed by Derek's display. I don't care how big you are. I'll rip out each and every one of your teeth with my bare fingers if you won't fuck off. That, I swear. Despite Alder's stature being slightly smaller than Derek's, the aura around him seemed way taller. I hate being protected, but God, I would not want to be in between these two. So for now, this will do. Unexpectedly, Derek simply turns on his heel and leaves. Not a word, not a grunt, not a sound as he flees. Alder turns to me and checks me all over, gripping my shoulders while doing so. Are you all right? Did he do anything to you? His tail was thrashing behind him in angry successions. No, I'm completely fine, really. He didn't do anything. His tail slows down to a slow pace, and his grip on my shoulders loosens. All right, good. I think that we had enough for fun for today, so how about we call it a day? I smile tiredly. I would love that, but don't we need to help Andy pack up and everything? No, it's not difficult. Plus, he has Chris to help him. They can manage. You're tired, so... All right, whatever you say. Well, here we are. After a 20-minute or so walk, we arrive on the adjacent street to my house. Usually he dropped me off right at my door, but he's got to run home. All right, I'll, see you soon? Yeah, I'll see you. Yeah. Oh, excuse me, but we don't go yet. Like there's something to be said. Something that he won't say. Also, before we go, thanks a lot for today. I really had a great time. It's been literally years since I felt like this. I chuckle and he smiles, one of his real smiles. Yeah, it was great. I felt amazing, too. Thanks for spending the day with me. I elbow him lightly. Thanking me for being with you? Idiot, don't you tell me I like to hang out with you? No. I told you that you like to hang out with boring people. So I don't like to hang out with you? But you said you do, meaning I'm boring. Oh my god, I'm too tired for you to confuse my little brain. We both chuckle again, but then we stand still again, looking at each other and not moving. Time around me starts to slow down as the leaves of late summer float in the evening breeze like dandelion seeds. Maybe this isn't that feeling from back then, and the feeling that Derek gave me. It made me feel safe and happy, but not like this. I feel warm, and I have a hollow feeling in my stomach. It's not bad, but it's new. I felt a little glimpse of it back at the Coliseum, but I brushed it off as anxiety. I still need to figure some things out, definitely. All right, well, I better get going. Talk soon? Yeah, of course. Night, Alder. Night. Stay safe. With a nod and a wave, we part ways, the both of us walking towards our homes. Uh-oh. Hello, voice. I'm watching you. Jonah Usher. Jonah Usher. Interesting. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. This ain't good. God, what is that thing in him? Morning comes too soon. That delicate warm light breaks through the blinds. This feels like one of the softest mornings I've had yet. It's one of those mornings where you want to just sit in your bed all day, comfortable in your nice little cozy blanket. Thankfully, I'm completely free today, so I could just not do anything for the day. I think about it, it's been ages since I had a day all to myself, a day to truly relax. One second, y'all. Andy is all busy with the festival, taking care of his stand. Surprisingly, he's really making a lot of money. Well, his burgers are to die for. Alder, we were supposed to spend the day together in the festival again, but something came up. He had to go to a relative in a close city for a birthday. He thought it's dumb, but he wouldn't hear the end of it from his parents if he was to miss it. I guess it's a Wolfkin thing, being so familial and stuff. Can't relate. So, I have the whole day off, all to myself. Jonah personal time. Ah! This is the life. Lovely. I pick up the phone, screen lighting up with a new message from nobody else but Maple? Hey, Jonah, are you alive? Oh, yeah, I forgot I gave her my number when we met in the ice cream place. As alive as I can be, I guess. Oh, what's up? Great. Well, are you free today? Am I free today? Well, the question isn't whether I'm free today, it's whether I want to give up my free day for whatever she wants to ask of me. Maybe it's a small thing, maybe something fun. Yeah, I'm free for the whole day. Why's that? Wonderful. Well, you see, everyone is currently away selling ice cream in the festival, and I've been left here all alone. The others told me I could just close up and join them or take the day off, but I'd feel bad. Maybe if somebody wants ice cream straight from the shop, what if it's their dying wish? That's beyond exaggerated. My point is that I need some help around here, if you're up for it. I think for a second. On one hand, I can sit here all day and do literally nothing, or I can go help Maple around. I'll be there in a few. She proceeds to send a lot of happy, colorful emojis with lots of X at the end, whatever that means. And so I get up from my warm little bed and go ahead with my daily routine. After I throw on some appropriate clothes, I start to head for the ice cream place. Almost said ice cream palace. The ice cream palace! As I open the door and enter, a little bell chimes, notifying Maple of my presence. Jonah! It's so good to see you! I wave sheepishly as Maple runs around the counter and towards me. Before I knew it, a small mass of red and brown was hugging me. Hello to you too, Maple. After a few seconds, she pulls away. How are you feeling? I'm alright. Got up not too long ago. How's it going with you? Same old, same old. She stretches and cracks her back in a rather exaggerated manner, letting out a sigh at the end. Yesterday was just beyond hectic. I had to take care of all the customers fully by myself, and, our usual is quite a lot of them. Even though there were slightly less this time around, it was still a big load for just one person. But great things come in small packages. She kisses one of her biceps, and it makes me snort lightly. Alright, well, I'm here now, and I'm in for the whole day. What do I need to do, boss? Oh, right! She dashes towards the door behind the counter and disappears behind it. As quickly as she left, she gets right back, holding two aprons, one significantly larger than the other. Here, I know it's not the best-looking thing you ever wore, but for hygienic and presentation purposes, we need to wear one. She hands me one, and I look down at it for a second. The shop's logo was carefully treaded in the middle of it, along with its name on the top. Underneath it, a sparkling cloud with snow around it stood out. I don't think I minded much. Sure, it's not something I'm excited to wear, but I don't hate it. So without thinking further, I put it on, Maple following suit right after. She takes a look at me, and her expression changes. Oh my god, we're matching like total besties! She claps her hands together and jumps up and down. Let's see, okay. We need to commemorate this moment! And without a chance for me to speak, she runs next to me and pulls out her phone, taking a quick snapshot of us. The flash blinds us a bit, making me blink. She looks over the photo and beams for a second, shoving her phone into her pocket, then clapping her hands together. Right, let's get you acquainted with your job for today! On the counter, a till sat quietly and awaited as Maple walked over to it, meddling with it and setting it up. The screen lit up with the logo at the top, along with many buttons and lists on the screen. It's not too difficult. All you have to do is note down the people's orders and, I guess, make conversation with them? Easy, right? If my anxiety won't play up, then sure. Yeah, sounds good. Great. Well, for taking an order, you need to... She proceeds to explain to me how it works, which doesn't take as long as I expected it to take. I mean, come on, it's a till. She flips the sign on the door and comes to join behind the counter, walking in a corner where a large iron plate sat. What's that for? This is where I make the ice cream, like the one that's not bought off the market. You know those ice cream rolls you have sometimes? Have you really never seen me make them? I shake my head and she sighs. Alright, well, come here and I'll show you how it's made. She grabs a canister of milk from the fridge, a handful of coconut powder, some essence of some sort, and some chocolate. It's really not a difficult thing. All you do is more or less cut the chocolate with the milk and the other things until they blend together. The iron plate is at set temperature to solidify the liquid. She starts to mix everything together, the two spatulas moving at an unmatchable speed, so fast that it starts to blur. After that, you just spread it out, cut it in sections, then roll it. And she does that just in a smooth manner. In a small container, she drizzles some syrup of some sort, and putting the ice cream on top, sprinkling some coconut on top. And here you go! She hands it to me, and I waste no time grabbing a disposable spoon and taking a bite. Wow! I know, it's not even hard to make, but it's great! As I enjoy more of the ice cream, we spend another few minutes with her quickly going through things I need to consider while speaking to customers. Obviously, need to mind my manners, need to appear friendly and interested, and if it ever gets too much, just need to let her know. If it won't act up, then we should be fine. Before I knew it, a chime flies off through the air as a customer enters the store. She was a vixen, holding the hand of a little fox boy, the boy not being any older than 7 at most. She had faint eye bags, but neat hair and carefully tailored clothes. Her boy had a cute blue shirt which read, "Sly as a fox." Ah, Miss Brine, it's so good to see you. How have you been? Maple stops what she was doing to walk over to the customer, who was clearly a usual one. Good morning to you too, Maple. I've been swell as of lately. Things are starting to settle down. That's really good to hear. With how busy you've been these past few months, I can only imagine. Her conversation fades out into the background, mostly because I don't really care about it, so we'll go check around to make sure everything's in place. Yeah, he hasn't had any news on them. Those damn Antikin are seriously getting out of hand. I stop, listening in again. They've murdered another young man. Poor soul, he hardly turned 19 before they... Maple looks down at the floor. A little fox boy was playing around with a balloon, not paying any attention to the conversation. He loved that girl so much. They planned to go into the world together after they finished their studies. All because she was a human and he wasn't... They never had a chance. How come we have a powerful federal system, yet they can't catch an organization of criminals that hit more and more every single month? How's my little boy supposed to grow in such a murderous world? She ruffles his hair and he giggles. And not even your husband was able to find anything, huh? The vixen shakes her head with a sorry look. Someday it might end. All we can do is hope. You're right. Maybe someday. Silence falls on the two of them for a moment. Anyway, let's get you some ice cream, Riley. Little fox boy grins and cheers, soon running towards the display of ice creams. Oh, I do apologize. I did not see you there, dear. Are you new here? Don't worry, and yeah, kind of. I'm helping Maple out just for today. Yeah, the Antikin. Bunch of terrorists. Sounds like they probably have some support in the government, too, if nothing's being done about them. Oh, marvelous! It's been getting a bit hectic lately, so I'm glad you're aiding her, even if it's just for today. I nod with a smile, and I just stand there. I don't know how to act around people, really. Thankfully, the boy calls his mother over while pointing at 2 types of ice cream. Ooh, pistachio and vanilla? Nice mix, Ree. Nice mix, Ree. Ree. The boy's name is Ree. Okay. The boy claps his hands together while Maple takes 2 large spoons, one of each, and plopping them on a cone. She adds some nuts on top and a tiny bit of vanilla sauce, then hands it to the boy along with a tissue. The moment he gives it a lick, his eyes light up and tail swishes from side to side, going right back to eating it. How much would that be, dear? Maple shakes her head with a smile. Don't worry about it, it's on the house. I'm glad he's happy. The vixen looks surprised for a moment, but then smiles softly. You know, you didn't need to, but thank you. I think we're going to spend a little while here, if you do not mind. I need to do some paperwork in a calm place, and Riley really likes it here. Of course, stay as long as you need. The vixen smiles again before guiding the little boy to a table and settling down. Maple goes over to the sink to wash out the scooper along with her hands. I look over to her, leaning on the counter. So, who's that? Oh, Miss Brine? Oh, she used to be my teacher for 5 years, and she's a close friend of my mother's. She looks, expensive? She snorts. That's one way to put it, I guess. She's an attorney, and her husband is a private detective. They're really passionate about things that involve a living being's rights. I heard a bit of the conversation, and yeah, it's quite evident. She finishes washing up, dries her hands, and starts to sort out some things in a cupboard. They both grew up with people who were very accepting of things, so seeing people suffer for what for what they were taught as normal. I guess it's kind of motivated them. She gets up to look at me. What's your take on all that messy Antikin stuff? I think for a moment. I don't know much about it, honestly. They're monsters, Jonah, monsters! His voice is a bit strained, as if holding back tears. I look away for a moment. Do you want me to tell you about them? She asks me in a worried tone, so the fear on my face is that evident, huh? Sure, go ahead. She pulls a stool. Well, they started a few years ago. Nobody knows exactly when the organization was made, but everyone can remember the first attack. It was more than gruesome, more than gory and inhumane. She looks down to the floor. It was a celebratory event. We hadn't had anyone publicly raise awareness of cross-kin couples in quite a while. A handful of people gathered and walked along the main streets of Rayville, holding hands and wearing matching clothing. Of course, it was all humans holding the hands of otherkin. It was also sudden, so quick that before people realized it was over. They were around the center of the town, when out of nowhere 20 or so people hiding their faces, wearing some weird symbol on their back, jumped on them. In a matter of seconds, everyone, and I mean everyone who was part of that little movement, was mutilated, beat to a pulp full of cuts deep as lesions. It was so violent and so precise that it had to be planned. Screams, cries, shouts, and hurried running was all you could hear and see. It was a scene taken out of a horror movie. The attackers scattered like a flock of birds, except one singular figure. His red tail was swaying lazily from side to side, looking at the large crowd of terrified people. He lifted his arm all the way up, revealing his wrist. On it, the symbol was etched into his skin. The cut so deep the fur did not grow around the area anymore. That was the day people knew who the Antikin were, and that was the day fear was the only thing roaming the city. And I was there. I could see tears starting to form in their eyes, while her hand trembled slightly. Despite my heart beating slower than ever and my core slightly trembling, I make an effort to go over to her and give her a long hug. Eesh. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Man, so they have people who are animal people in their numbers. That's weird. They're anti-kin? Okay, so I guess you have kin that hate themselves. Alright. Whatever. God, messed up. Anyway, y'all, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.